get some radio today.
You listen,
Colonel Ruff
and the commissioner, yeah.
Wow. Well, what about the book, and how can somebody get it?
I wrote the book Black Youth in the Juvenile Justice System because of the life experience. I knew it when it was Maryland Training School, and it used to be the House of Refuge after World War II, and then the state turned that land over, and it became Maryland Training School for Boys. I can remember when they were waiving jurisdiction on African American black men, and they still had white boys on the senior side that was 21 years old. They wouldn't put them in prison, and they was living the life of Raleigh. Cheltenham is one of the oldest juvenile facilities in the country. It was used for slaves' children, for a camp. A lot of people don't know that, and that's still open. And years ago, I worked with Karen Miles, and we went down to protest to get those facilities shut down. If you talk to any older person about Cheltenham, they used to whip them guys down there.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like a slavery?
What did I just say?
You just said
I ain't gonna put nothing more out that I don't know what I'm talking about, so it made me do my research. And I wrote the book Black Youth in the Juvenile Justice System to educate. I just had an attorney friend of mine, Attorney Crawford. She told me it was a very good book and good information. You know, gave them statistics, let people know how the prejudice goes on as far as representation when it comes to black and white. And the criminal justice system is based upon who get the best representation. You know,
can you explain that one?
Well, a white boy can go in the bank with some blood in the bottle and say he have AIDS and get the money.
Wait a minute.
And a black guy go in with a gun and shoot 10 people and get $5. The white boy goes to the hospital, and the black guy go to prison the rest of his life. And I'm not saying one act is.
So you saying to me that the other folk, the color chops and the meat,
absolutely,
they can get off.
Sure.
Well, I can tell you about this story because I have a family member went to open up an account, and they thought he was going to rob the bank.
You tell me about it.
And offered him 5 years, but he wound up with 17 years because a federal judge called him a monkey.
Yeah,
I don't have to say alleged because it's in the strip.
Well, I don't want names because we got to walk out the studio.
And when he went to the federal jail, two of the guards were trying to come on to him, and he had to hit him off and got another 20 years for that.
Well, you said, come on, what you mean the guards was gay?
Yeah. 20 years apiece for that.
And I don't have to say allegedly because
20 years apiece.
We talk about that next week, folks.
You put my number out for my book?
Yeah, what's your book?
Black Youth in the Juvenile Justice System. Read it. It will educate you. It will talk about how the system works, what goes on in the system. It will educate. Okay. Once a young man, mainly African American, goes in the system, it still applies. He's a ward to the state, and he's given a.
You never know when you come home.
Number. Oh, right. You know when he's given a number.
No, you don't know when you come home.
Are you aware that years ago, I don't know if they still do it. They used to, before the drugs went on the market, they used to let experiment on inmates with it.
Wow, we don't know about that one. Line 1. Who's that?
Line 1.
Your buddy.
All right.
Mr. Phelps.
Have a great day.
Line 1.